properties. I'm just simply telling people, just do an analysis. You see, like the analysis that you've given us. For example, if you're buying a property and you're looking to rent, this and this and this are the areas where you're gonna get a good return. I want you to give us your estimates on maybe what percentage ROI, return on investment, one expects from individual rentals, Airbnb, or even commercial apartment buildings. And I know this may vary very wildly, but what kind of returns, like if I have my money, if I have my $100,000, I'm looking to invest in Kenyan real estate, like what kind of money am I looking at? What am I looking to get out of that $100,000 every year? Anne?
I know, Ali, you're very good in math and you're very good in finance. I think you have experience in these things, right?
Yes, I do have a lot of experience.
Yeah, I know you have taught me a few things. I've learned a lot from you, but all I can say is, like, for example, somebody who's buying 100,000 is like 10 million, right? Around
it's 12.5 million now. Dollar iko halimbaya. It's 12.
Yeah. 127.
Yeah.
127.
Yeah, that's 12 million 700,000. Yeah.
That is a lot of money. That is money that can buy you on Thika Road. So it can buy you 2 apartments. It can actually buy you 2 bungalows somewhere in Joska.
Okay.
You see? Yeah. So when you ask me about return on investment, let's take even half of that, 50,000, because we are talking about 1 unit.
Yeah.
If you have $50,000 and you go buy an apartment in Kenya, let's talk about even Thika Road.
Okay.
And let's say just I don't have my pen. I would have done a better job on this. If you buy a $50,000 apartment in the US, and you're getting $500 a monthly rent.
Yes.
Is that not a good investment, Ali?
Yes, like the using the 1% rule. Yes, like you buy an apartment $50,000, you can rent it for $500. That's not a bad deal. Like
we would all jump into it. I know I would, because we buy cars that are almost that price and they're always depreciating in value.
Yes.
So in Kenya, if you're buying a house that's 5 million, and it's giving you a rental income of 60 to 70,000 rental, and it can give you from 100,000 to 130,000 in Airbnb. I do not know the figures in ROI percentages, but I think that's a good investment. Bearing in mind that Kenya property goes up in a very big way. I saw a company that I was watching for that sold off plan in 2019 for 2.9 in Kenyatta Road, off Thika Road, for a bungalow. Right now, they are worth 7 million. In only 4 years, a property is from 3 million to 7. I've seen that in Kitengela. You see, when I started selling land myself, I was selling 2 for $3,500, 2 plots. Buy one, get another one. Right now, this is the 3rd year. The properties in the area are going for the same price for 1 piece. So it's like 100% that could happen. Maybe I haven't traveled much, but I know real estate in Kenya is a sure bet, because the property itself is growing in value very high. And then there's a great demand. Kenya, like Kenya kama ni kidogo, like it's small, and then there's a big demand. People are flooding the diaspora. Everybody is trying to get something back in Kenya. The big demand making the value go up.
Okay, and I think like your
bundles.
You're breaking up, but I think we can hear you now. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Sorry, maybe the Wi-Fi here.
Okay.
Ajalipa.
Okay, ujalipa Wi-Fi. Ama unatumia jirani.
Ameboro.
Bundles natumia zizi za Wi-Fi za hii hoteli niko like.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening.
All right, good. Now
I think it's raining outside.
Yeah. So let me tell you something here. And the reason why like I was bringing this up, is yes, there are good deals, but there's also a lot of bad deals. And I think you're aware that so many diasporans have been caught up with those bad deals. Like you look at like areas like Kilimani, for example. You have people who are stuck with properties that they purchased for maybe 15 million, you know, like maybe a 3-bedroom apartment that was purchased for 15 million a couple of years ago. And of course, with the pandemic, they can barely get 100,000 shillings a month for those apartments, you know, like when it comes to rentals. So there's a lot of these deals, you know, for every good deal you're talking about, you know, like there's a whole host of bad deals that people get. And I think this is where, you know, like I think people get into situations where things were overpromised, but then when they get on the ground, they find that the reality is entirely different, you know, and especially because there's certain areas where people want these properties, you know. People want, you know, like an apartment in Kileleshwa. People want an apartment in Kilibani. You know, like when you start mentioning Roysambu, or when you start mentioning Joska, when you start mentioning Roaka, whatever, you know, kuna vile ni mtu anaona, I've been a nurse here, you know, I've been living the soft life, nini, I need a soft space too. So you have a lot of people who this is happening to. And for me personally, like I think you noticed with everything that I wrote, I kept telling people the reason why I'm not asking people not to purchase properties, I'm just simply telling people just do an analysis. You see, like the analysis that you've given us. For example, if you're buying a property and you're looking to rent, this and this and this are the areas where you're gonna get a good return. And I think that's where, you know, like maybe some people misunderstood us. And on that note, if I have that $50,000, mimi mjukuu wa Masai, you know, niko na $50,000 hapa lose, you know, nikuje kwako, you know, like, and I'm telling you, my goal is not altruism, is not charity, is not philanthropy. I am just looking to maximize my investment. What would you tell me? Mina nakwambia mi sijali iko wapi ama what advice would you give me? May I have this $50,000, or let's call it 5 million Kenya shillings?
Thank you. I like the way you started the conversation of Kilimani, because what happened is people, you know, when we were growing up, if you're like me growing up in Kiambu, or those people who grew up far areas, Kilimani was posh. Kileleshwa was posh. You just used to pass by. Nakumbuka nikipita hapo na hizi buses za 46. Sometimes go to visit my uncle.
Ungwaro. 46 Ungwaro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hapo juu.
That place was it. You know, it was like a dream, even to have an apartment there. So what happened, I think these developers came, they came with very beautiful apartments, and they start selling them for the prices you were mentioning, 15 to 30 million. But people never do valuation. Like, why are you not doing a valuation of a property you're buying for that money?